We're on the road, Joe.
Yep. Hopefully you don't have any delays coming back. I don't think weather's supposed to be bad until later on.
No, it shouldn't be. We stayed an extra day because we wanted the casino, man. The Hard Rock Casino in Miami is pretty nice. I won the first night we were there. Then the second night we were there, won again. So we're like, screw it. Let's stay a little bit longer. Is what we did. So we pushed back our flight. All good.
No pictures.
Dude, this is one of the few times we've ever had a little mini vacay where we weren't all taking photos. I mean, I think we may have only taken like 10 the entire trip.
I'm sure most of the photos were probably of her kid graduating,
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I went and hung out with DJ LG. Me and LG went to the SAFC game on Saturday. Got rained on. It was a delay due to lightning and weather, but it wasn't bad. I mean, it was a nice evening out. Got to hang out with the Necios, but SAFC still lost to Sacramento 3-1.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man, it was just a sloppy game, man. SAFC just kept making too many damn mistakes, man. Got Tony Ornelas in the chat. What's up, Tony? Renji, good morning.
Yep.
Where's PTO Mike at now? He's still in Miami. I was like that KSAT 12 girl. What's her name? Leslie?
Yeah.
They're always saying, oh, she's never at work.
Area 210, where the dreams don't fade. From the river walk nights to the Alamo shade, we rise together through the highs and the lows. Area 210, oh, it's the life that we chose.
That's right. Area 210 is in the 305 right now. My name is Mike Jimenez. That's Joe Garcia. This is the Area 210 podcast. What's going on, San Antonio? What's going on, South Texas? I am coming at you from beautiful Miami, Florida, at the hotel out here on South Beach. It's fantastic. It's called the National Hotel 39 over here on South Beach. I was here for the weekend. Was supposed to be back this morning. Those plans got changed when I won at the casino. Was supposed to be doing this podcast today from the hotel room, but those plans changed 5 minutes ago when they kicked my ass out. So I'm going to hang out with Joe for the next 20 or 30 minutes or so, hopefully, kind of get the show going a little bit off the air, up in the air rather, and then have Joe kind of take over from there. Really two big topics to talk about today, man. Deaaron Fox up for an extension. This is the week. The Spurs are going to ink him. They're going to sign him to a deal. And the correlation between that deal and what's going on with Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys. Because a lot of Spurs fans right now are thinking to themselves, why are we going to sign this guy to a $55 million deal, $52 million on average deal, 4 years, 210, 3 years, 160? Why would we do that when we have Dylan Harper? Why would we do that when we have Stephon Castle? And the reason, Joe, is because we don't want to be Jerry Jones. We don't want to be the team that does not reward its free agents. And Joe, would you be happy if the Spurs go off and sign De'Aaron Fox to a 4-year deal north of $200 million, $50 million range, becoming the highest paid Spur of all time? Joe, would you be okay with it?
I think I'd be fine with that. But the problem is that if they're going to extend him, how much is left for Wemby?
Well, I'm sure it'll be structured in a way that will take that into consideration because certain players will have to fall off over time, right? You have players that'll fall off over time like Devin Vassell. His $29 million a year will eventually fall off. Keldon Johnson, $17 million, will eventually fall off. I guess you got to figure that this is going to happen at some point where the Spurs are going to they're going to do this the right way, right? I know our good friend Eric Salinas, who's a big part of Spurs Twitter, was talking about the fact that he expects the Spurs to offer more the first couple of years and then have it be a decreasing salary as time goes on. No different than Keldon Johnson. When Keldon Johnson signed, it started off at $20 million, and I believe this year it's at 16. It went from 20 to 19 to 17 to 16. What if we did that with Fox? What if we gave him $55 million year one, $52 million year two, $48 year three, and then $45 year four? have a sliding scale down, potentially with the ability to get out in year four.
That's true. I mean, thing with the extension with Fox though is Spurs fans really didn't see a lot of him, due to injury. Saw him for a handful of games, but you've seen what he can do in the context of a regular season. If you watched him and seen what he can do over there with Sacramento before he came over to San Antonio, you would expect that same type of performance is gonna go ahead and come over here to the silver and black under a full season, healthy, playing alongside Wemby and the other cast of characters that he has here. I mean,
Almost.
if you don't extend him and you let him go into free agency, or you let this just go on and be like, we'll talk about it in the off season, sends the wrong message, man. And not only that, but the asking price can go up on the open market due to a lot of other factors that are going to be coming into play, and that could be collective bargaining agreements, it could be TV deals and whatnot, more money to spend going around to the other teams. If you don't extend him now, you're going to have to pay more than 50 mil.
Yeah, in the meantime, you see Bleacher Report, according to Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 at Jeff G Spurs Zone. Bleacher Report saying that De'Aaron Fox is now ranked as the fifth most overrated player in the entire NBA. Keep in mind, number one the past 2 years was Tyrese Halliburton. Halliburton, who balled out this year, led the Pacers to the finals, got injured, going to be out most, if not all, of next year because of that injury, was on
Yeah.
that list. But he's getting a bad rap, dude. He's getting a bad rap for whatever reason or another, but we know him as Mr. Clutch. He's somebody who plays well down the stretch, and he's just a very, very solid and good player. But it's kind of interesting to see what's going on when it comes to that. Meantime, Micah Parsons, man, Micah Parsons, that whole saga involving Jerry Jones just reeks, man. Jerry Jones is trying to set that team on fire, and what I don't want is the Spurs to do De'Aaron Fox wrong and not have the ability to bring in and attract other free agents like Jerry Jones. What he's doing right now, trying to get players to negotiate without their agents, that's unethical, dude. I don't care if it's been done before. I don't care if Zach Martin did it once. Just because Zach Martin did it doesn't mean every other player is going to do it. And for Micah Parsons to come out and say, dude, you lied to me. You have lied to the public about our dealings. You've lied about everything that's going on with the contract negotiations or lack thereof. And at the same time, coming out and saying, I want a trade. I demand a trade. And by the way, DraftKings just released their odds as to where Micah Parsons could go. Number one, the Philadelphia Eagles. Number two, the New England Patriots. That would be pretty interesting, Joe. But would you be okay with the Spurs, I mean the Cowboys rather, shipping him off to a division rival like the Giants or the Eagles or the Commanders? Or are you like, nah, man, it's got to stay here. They got to kick him out of the division if they're going to get rid of him. I can't see them getting them to the Eagles, even if the Eagles have the best offer. What if the Eagles come to the table with the best offer imaginable? Would you be
I think
okay
with
with that?
I think I'd be okay with the Cowboys getting something for Parsons. But to me, after I was even talking with the guys over at the SAFC soccer match. We're talking NFL, and we're talking about the Cowboys, the Michael Parsons situation. And quite honestly, the best situation for the Cowboys, not for Michael Parsons, would be for the Cowboys to make a deal with the Panthers. They put him out there with Carolina. Carolina has a lot of picks. That could be attractive to the Cowboys. They could go ahead and solidify maybe some of those gaping holes that they need to on their roster if they go ahead and make a deal with the Carolina Panthers. Not really in their conference, so it's not really a rival at this point. But if you go ahead and make deals with the Houston Texans, or you make a deal with the Philadelphia Eagles, I mean, that's not really going to help your cause, or even with San Francisco or some other teams that you're going to see in the regular season, it's not going to really help you. But shipping him off to somewhere like Carolina, that makes some sense if a deal can be worked out.
Oh, it makes perfect sense. But it's one of those things that I find interesting about the NFL is that how did the Cowboys get Micah Parsons? They got Micah Parsons in a trade with the Philadelphia Eagles. People forget about that. It was a trade involving the Cowboys and Eagles that the Cowboys were able to get more draft capital, fall back to number 12 in the draft handful of years ago, 5 years ago, and they picked up the All Pro, three-time All Pro player. Michael Parsons deserves the money, dude. He deserves to be paid, and this is what the Cowboys do, man. The Cowboys theoretically can keep Michael Parsons under contract until the year 2028. They can say, hey, no, we're going to write out your contract now. then we're going to franchise tag your ass, then we're going to franchise tag your ass again. And before you know it, it's 2028, and he's already halfway through his career. Who has the leverage? That's the question right now, because the Cowboys, Jerry Jones thinks he has the leverage because he's like, well, you're under contract. But the Cowboys get rid of people under contract all the time. So that is kind of hollow to me when I hear that. Micah Parsons, though, if he goes into that locker room disgruntled, pissed off, not wanting to be there, guess what's going to happen? That's going to be a cancer within the locker room, not because of him, but because of the situation. If he holds out, doesn't Emmett Smith like Emmett Smith did back in the day and just hold out, that's going to be a bad situation for the Cowboys. Cowboys are in a damned if they do, damned if they don't situation, but this was all brought to you by Jerry Jones. It was all brought by the fact that Jerry Jones does not know how to sign his players long term. It's brought by the fact that Jerry Jones does not take care of his own players. And now you have this PR nightmare where Cowboy fans are looking at the Cowboys right now thinking to themselves, dude, there's no difference between Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. They're the exact same person.
Yeah. It's copy and paste. Do you think that, things are bad now under Jerry? What if they get worse under Stephen Jones?
Yeah.
He's worse than his
Yeah.
dad.
Hey, well, I hate to do this early. I know we were just going to do a couple of quick topics real fast, but I do have to bounce, man. They're kicking us out of the hotel now. So,
They're
so
kicking
we
you out.
well, it's one of those things where there's some hotels that allow you to stay a little bit longer than normal. Oh wait, I might be able to hang on tight for a little while. Yeah, but anyway, the nicer the hotel, the more strict they are about getting you out when they say you got to get out. But I'm at
Have
the
you read
National
them?
Hotel. I'm at the National Hotel over here. Joe, heart of hearts, man. You're the Cowboy fan. You're the one who bleeds blue. Michael Parsons playing week 1, and if is he playing with a star on his helmet?
Nah, he ain't playing, dude. He ain't playing. No, he's already said that he wants out. What's the incentive for him to come out and risk being injured, and going and playing for another team? I doubt he comes back. They're gonna have to either pay him or they're gonna have to go ahead and trade him. Even if they pay him, he's already made it clear he doesn't really want to be here. But they say money cures all, so we'll
Why
see.
does Jerry Jones have to lie though? Why does he have to sit there and say it's because Micah doesn't want to get paid? That's what Stephen Jones said. Why does the Jones family have to lie about, well, we've had negotiations and we had the framework of a deal when Micah Parsons releases this huge notes tab from his iPhone saying, we spoke about this informally and my agent wasn't there. And I said that my agent would give you a call and you have not responded to his call. And for Jerry Jones to come out there and say, we had the framework already done. Like it was just dotting I's and crossing T's at this point. I mean, the audacity for him to say we're not going to deal with agents. Are you kidding me? How many free agents are going to say, hey, I'm comfortable going to the Cowboys. I'm comfortable going to the Cowboys without any representation? That's stupid. It's absolutely insane that he's doing that. And then for him to go off and lie. And then Des Bryant caught strays last night because Des Bryant was brought up by Jerry Jones, and Jerry Jones was like, "Yeah, well, we did a deal with him, and his representation didn't come into play. Representation and being Rock Nation and Rock Nation coming out there saying,
Mhm.
yeah, Jay Z and the fellows from Rock Nation were all part of the negotiations. That they actually had physical one-on-one meetings. What are you talking about, Jerry Jones? What does Jerry Jones think he's going to get out of just outright lying to people?"
I don't know. I think basically at the end of the day, it's kind of like when people come into money and they have money and they have power and whatnot, like Jerry, you have your millionaires, your billionaires and whatnot. They have a different mindset when it comes to things. To them, they just think that they can say and whatever they want and do whatever they want and everything will be fine. We're gonna get him his money. We'll make him paid, and we'll make him happy. But and the thing is, their mindset is we're gonna go ahead and just kind of, even though they can get the deal done, it's just a weird head trip with them because they like to go ahead and make the players wait, and they're going to do it
Right.
when they feel like they want to move, not doing it in the right context of let's make the player happy. Let's go ahead and make sure that he wants to be a Dallas Cowboy for life. If you make the player happy and you go ahead and pay them, that makes them want to play harder, and in turn that makes the team better. But going ahead and creating your own drama the way that Jerry does isn't conducive to a winning culture. It's conducive to a circus. And that's exactly what the
Exactly.
Cowboys are.
It's just bad business all around, man. It's bad business. It goes on with the belief and the understanding that it's an outright zoo over there in Frisco where the Cowboys practice, Oxnard where they have their training camp. That it's a zoo. So they don't take it seriously. That they are not going to take care of their players, and that's why you have like players like Von Miller look at the Cowboys and go, "Nope." Either not. You look at Derrick Henry, who wanted to play for the Dallas Cowboys, is from Dallas. Go there and say, "Man, they didn't even look in my direction. They didn't even offer anything. I would have taken a hometown discount to go home." And the
But
Cowboys
here's
looked the other way, like he didn't exist, and Derrick Henry balls out elsewhere. Saquon Barkley could have gotten. They could have gotten Saquon Barkley for crying out loud. Man, the Giants gave him up for a bag of chips. It
here's the
was,
other
it,
thing to think about, Mike. When you're
yeah,
thinking Micah Parsons, right? And right now he's using this because he's going to go ahead and capitalize on his situation, right? He's
yeah.
capitalizing on the situation that he's given because Jerry opened his mouth. But beyond that, didn't really take much for Micah to go ahead and be like, "Oh, I want out of Big D now because you opened your mouth and you
Nah,
said something."
man.
You know what? The thing is, at the end of the day, too, Mike, maybe he just wasn't happy here. And you got to take that in consideration because we hear this is the first time that the media and the fans have heard Jerry say something bad, in person. How many times has he talked or said something stupid to Micah in person or Micah in passing or in the locker room? Maybe it's a combination of things. And Micah's just finally said, "You know what? I'm just tired of being treated like crap. I want
Well,
out."
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, because he's already stolen part of his bag already, dude.
Yeah.
When you look at Micah Parsons, what position do you think of?
Playing on the defensive line.
Well, if you look at like Tim Duncan, for example, Tim Duncan was the greatest power forward of all time, but
Yeah.
he really played center most of the time,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, so offensive line, should I say? Yeah.
There's a difference in pay between linebackers and defensive linemen, and Micah
Yeah.
Parsons plays both. Do you think the Cowboys are paying him at the higher level or the lower level? How do
I
they have
think
him classified?
knowing Jerry and the way he looks at things, he was probably going to be like mid tier.
They classified him as a lower level player, right? Because linebackers get paid the most, defensive line gets paid second. So they
Yeah.
looked at him and they're like, okay, you might have been a linebacker the first couple of years, but the last year you paid both. We're going to classify you as a defensive lineman and therefore pay you less. There's a lot of stuff going on with that. And Jerry Jones has been calling out players like crazy. He
Yeah.
called out Dak, he called out CeeDee Lamb. And you take a look right now, there are four players on the Cowboys who changed their profile pics on their social media to reflect being supportive of Micah Parsons. Four players, big name players within the Cowboys, changing their Instagram, changing their Twitter, changing all their profile pics to show them being pictures with Micah because they just want the Cowboys to know, hey, look, silent protests. We're just, this is something. This is letting you know this is what the locker room feels.
Yeah.
Joe, this is a complete malfunction. This is malpractice within the team. There's 32 teams in the NFL. Every single one of them would love to have Micah Parsons. And if the Cowboys think they're going to get some king's ransom like they got for Herschel Walker, they're not because the Cowboys suck at trades, dude. They didn't get anybody for Amari Cooper. They traded for Jonathan Mingo, when nobody wanted him. They gave up a high value pick. The Cowboys just suck at trades, man. And this goes on with the circus that at the end of this upcoming season, it'll be 30 years since they made a run in the playoffs. 30 years, more than a generation. Jerry Jones, if he had hired somebody to be general manager that had that track record, he would have fired him 10, 12, 15 times. But because it's himself and because the Dallas Cowboys are his toy, the Cowboys are going to continue to suck year after year after year because Jerry got lucky the first time. He got lucky the first time back in the 90s because he got Jimmy Johnson. Those are Jimmy Johnson's championships. They are not Jerry Jones's.
Yeah, we had talked about that too when I was talking with the boys from SAFC, and we're like,
Yeah.
even when Barry Switzer came in, Barry Switzer was a decent enough coach to replace Jimmy Johnson, but the problem is that Jimmy Johnson had built that team, so that's really wasn't Barry Switzer's team per se. He was coming in with a fully loaded roster, So we have that also to think about as Cowboy fan
Yeah.
that
Hey,
Jerry
well,
jo-
hello from beautiful Miami Beach, California. Miami Beach, California. Miami Beach, Florida, rather. The outdoor looks like.
Oh, nice.
I have been given my eviction notice, my man. So I've got to let you go. I've got to bounce, man. But I'll be back full force tomorrow. Full hour and a half show, promise, man. We want to go 2 hours. We can do it tomorrow. But I
Yep.
got to let you go, man. But
Have a safe trip.
all right, man. Thanks for everyone for
See you.
joining in for today, and we'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. But y'all, let you have it from here.
All right.
See
Laters.
ya.
Yeah. So all I was saying is, we have a lot of things to think about when you have this Micah Parsons debacle going on here, and what that says for the future of the Cowboys. Why would players want to come over here and play for the Dallas Cowboys if you're going to have your owner always calling everybody out and being vocal with the media, not wanting to pay you? Doesn't send a good sign to other free agents, or let's say current players on your roster when their contracts come up. Why would you want to stay here if you don't even have a winning culture? Cowboys, to me, it doesn't seem like a no longer a destination for big name free agents, or for, even, let's say, if you have a player and you're playing at the highest caliber that you can play at. Why would you want to stay here? The Cowboys right now are just a poorly run organization. I'm a Cowboy fan, yes, I am, but I can also go ahead and call the team out and see what it has become. And at this point, it's just become a poorly run organization. Now we're going to be joined by the one and only Jeff Garcia. Jeff, thanks for joining us.
Doing okay. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Oh, okay, because I'm trying to set this up and it's not working on my end. But as long as you can hear me, I guess that works.
Yeah, I can hear you. You didn't
All right.
put your picture on. You didn't put the picture on for Michael.
Oh, it's coming. Just give a few minutes. Give a few minutes.
Well, he bounced. He got kicked out of the hotel that he was in over in Miami. He's decided to stay an extra day because he said he was doing well at the casino.
Yeah.
So he didn't come into work for the full day. He left early, Mike. Mike left early, Jeff.
Dang, he just left you high and dry.
Yeah, he big timed us, man.
Kind of, right?
Kind of big timed us. Hey,
yeah. Well, I got a few minutes to join you. What's up?
Yeah, so we're kind of talking about Micah Parsons, Cowboys, and the whole debacle that's gone on. And I was kind of saying, we were kind of saying, what is the incentive to have a big name free agent want to sign with the Cowboys now, when you consistently have Jerry Jones talking with the media, calling out players, consistently not wanting to give them their deals and pay them? Why would a player want to come out and play with the Dallas Cowboys? It just seems to me like they're just a poorly run organization. There's really no incentive for players to want to come out here. There's not a winning culture in place. You know what I mean?
But is Parson still going to training camp? He's still attending,
I doubt it.
Right?
He was there, but then, Jerry Jones opened his mouth and they haven't made a deal. He said he wants out. I mean, why would he show up? Why would he continue to be out there?
With the fines, that's why. That's one thing.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, it becomes a wash. So it's like this. If the Cowboys go ahead and do sign him, they can go ahead and say, look, we're going to go ahead and put those fines into play. But if they sign him and everything's all nice again, they'll go ahead and waive those fines, so he won't pay anything.
Yeah. I mean, I think, Joe, you and I are like the last generation to see a Cowboys championship. So I don't see one coming for this team. I don't know when. And it just goes back to what everybody knows.
Yeah.
Jerry and his son, they got to go, man. They got to go.
The thing is
they won't go.
What if Jerry does,
I mean, technically, is Jerry Jones, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Is he right, though? I mean, Micah technically is under contract still.
He is, but I mean, he can also sit out. That's what players do nowadays. They're disgruntled. Exactly. They're not happy.
It just feels like Micah's probably playing both sides. Like, I'm mad. I'm going to put out the statement on social media. I'm upset, but I'm going to still attend training camp.
Oh, look what they said. They said Micah is still attending. He said Micah is a consummate professional. He's not turning his back on his brothers. All right.
That's fine. So then if he really, really wanted to play with the Cowboys, want to play a chess game with Jerry, why not hold out?
All right. Make him go ahead and force
it. To avoid he's playing because he wants to avoid the fines.
Yeah.
It just feels like he's trying to have both sides.
Yeah, you're saying put the pressure on Jerry and force him
Yeah,
to make
put
a
the
deal.
pressure on him. Yeah. I'm just saying, I mean, it's like, Joe, if I hire you 3 years ago for a 4-year contract and you're all down, yeah. But in year 2, you're like, I want more money. And I say, sorry, I'm not going to give you more money because you're under contract. Who's right? Who's wrong?
Yeah,
That's how I see it.
exactly.
I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here.
I see what you're saying, man.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I doubt if they can go ahead and make Micah happy. And even if they do pay him, I don't know if he's going to want to stay here. I think he's going to want to go ahead and be traded and moved. I said the best destination for Micah Parsons at this point in time, from the Cowboys' perspective, is to make a deal with the Carolina Panthers. They got a lot of draft capital.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and get some assets in return for that and rebuild the team and help draft some of the needs for the team at that point and help fill the gaping holes they have in their offense and defense.
Yeah.
And that way you ship them off to a team that's not really in your conference that you're not going to see a lot of,
Man.
so that would work out. That would be a win-win. But the problem is Mike is also going to want to play there. And I doubt he's going to want to go play for a losing organization.
Oh my God. It just feels like it's just a mess. But should we be surprised though?
No, not at all. That's the Cowboys. I'm sure the drama's not over yet. There's still.
I think everybody should
more.
just like accept it. Like don't be surprised anymore if something comes up today. More drama. All right, that's just the Cowboys. Moving on.
Yeah. So I was going to ask you a question here. Are the San Antonio Spurs going to go ahead and extend one De'Aaron Fox?
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on that, Jeff? Because he is eligible now, and me and Mike were kind of talking about it, and we're saying if the Spurs don't go ahead and extend him now, and they go ahead and let this kind of wane on a little bit, the asking price could be a lot more than what it is right now. Should it be? Is it more conducive to the Spurs to go ahead and sign De'Aaron Fox now before the regular season starts?
I personally don't think he's going to get the max.
You don't think so?
I think he'll get a near max. I don't think he'll get the max. I think he'll get a near max. That's based on just, I think it'll be something like a near max with an option at the end, because I think in the financial climate of the NBA, these aprons really screwed everybody up. Apron 1, apron 2, and a lot of teams are panicking. Now the Spurs are nowhere near that, but this will get them in that path towards having to worry about the aprons. But I got a feeling that they're going to give them close to a max, just not the max. And I'm actually surprised it hasn't happened yet. I already thought it was going to happen over the weekend. I was on standby. I mean, me and today's guest, Casey Vieira, we rolled the dice and we recorded Locked On Friday, and we kept on thinking, there's no way it comes out this weekend, right? So then we saw the Luka thing go down. I was like, oh no, it's going to happen. First Luka, then Fox. Fortunately for Locked On Spurs' sake, it didn't happen. But we're tackling this topic here, and it just feels like the best thing for everybody is a near max with a player option.
Yeah, I hope they can work out a deal with De'Aaron Fox, but they also have to think, the Spurs have to think long term. If you go ahead and extend Fox, which is great, I wouldn't be mad or opposed to it in any way. We've seen the quality of his work, is what I was saying, over with Sacramento. Unfortunately, Spurs fans didn't get to see a healthy Fox here for a full season, but this upcoming season, hopefully he can stay healthy. He's had his surgery and whatnot. It's going to help him a lot. He's going to be able to do much of the same things he was doing for the Kings. He's going to be able to do for the San Antonio Spurs alongside a healthy Wemby.
Yeah.
If they extend Fox, what does that mean for Wemby? How does his contract look? Because he's going to be up for an extension.
It doesn't change anything. They'll give him the max, that's for sure. I don't think that changes anything at all.
But I'm just saying, as far as money goes,
that's what I'm saying.
So much.
There's only so much. I mean, there are stuff that'll help the Spurs. There is the new TV deal, with the Prime thing going on, so that'll help. Salary caps are going up higher next, as every year happens, so that'll help. Yeah. But we're not even talking about this too. Like, we have Sohan's up for an extension soon. I think this month. Then there's Keldon. Then there's Devin. And then there's Castle. So they're going to have to pay a lot of money out. I think something's going to have to give. And I think one of those guys not Wemby and not Fox. I think somebody's leaving or getting
You
traded.
know who I think is going to be, whose name's going to be thrown around a lot in this upcoming season in trade deals and possibly not coming back to the San Antonio Spurs.
Who's
And
that?
that's going to be one Jeremy Sohan. Where does he fit in the context of this team moving forward now that you have a Dylan Harper? Now
See,
that
you
you
mentioned
have a
that.
Carter Bryant.
My odd man out was actually Devin Vassell. That was my
That
odd
too.
man out.
He would be
Yeah.
the second one. But
Yeah.
I think Jeremy Sohan and Vassell's names are going to come up quite a bit. I mean,
Yeah.
to me, these are the two pieces that don't really fit at this point in time because you've already drafted players
But
that
of
can
the
easily
two,
replace them. Yeah.
but of the two, I think Vassell doesn't fit as he's the one that doesn't fit the most versus Sohan. I think with
Yeah.
Sohan, you can find a spot on him for him this roster, but because he doesn't need the ball, I think that's for me, that's the big deal. He doesn't need the basketball. Vassell, we all know, needs the basketball.
Yep.
I think that's why I put Vassell over Sohan.
Well, look at this. Renji says, "What does Jeremy say? So, what does Jeremy have to do with Dylan? Dylan Harper can do the same things that Jeremy Sohan can do, but the problem is that Dylan Harper, is he going to be a starter, Jeff, or is he going to be coming off the bench? He's a rookie.
I think he's being a starter at towards the end of the season.
Think so. I think in the beginning he might just be coming off that bench. The other thing is Carter Bryant. Carter Bryant, to me, he's a great defender. He has the makings of a great defender.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think?
Hey, look, this team, this is what I think. The team is loaded with talent. They're loaded with talent. And also, too, look at the report that came out today, via ESPN, that it's not a guarantee that Giannis will stay in Milwaukee. Do the Spurs revisit that? They still got the pieces to make a deal with Milwaukee. So, I don't know. I just don't know. I really think that something's going to have to give. And I think it's either going to be a Vassell, Sohan, maybe a Keldon as the guys that are going to be the odd guys out. Because
why not both of Keldon and not Keldon, but why not both Vassell and Sohan? Sohan doesn't seem to be a fit here, as far as now that, like I said,
I disagree with that. I think he does fit here.
But is he worth $23 million a year?
That's the thing.
No.
That kind of cash.
I mean, $23 million for Sohan, who can't shoot, doesn't really give you
remember, like we mentioned right now, we still have to. The team has to still pay Castle, Wemby, obviously. Obviously, Jeremy's on the table. I think it's this month. I think it's the end of this month. I think.
Yeah. But you're looking at if you're the Spurs, Jeff, and you're looking at, do we keep Carter Bryant and we ride with him into the future,
I view
or do we keep Sohan?
I view Carter Bryant as Vassell's replacement. That's what I see.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's how I see it.
That's what I'm saying. I think you tell Jeremy Sohan bye. And next year, what's his name going to be? Gone. Much to the dismay of the Sohan stands like Matt Lerma here and some of the other San Antonio Spurs fans on the X, on the Twitter. I don't understand the fascination with the guy. He's all right, but they're acting like he's the cornerstone. He's the guy that locks the whole team into place. I'm like, he's just a dude. He's a tradable asset, man. I don't get it.
That's the thing. And it's not just Sohan. There's other players on there that are quality tradable assets. So we just named two of them.
Yeah.
So
the other Spurs, they let him go already, Jeff. Blake Wesley,
Malachi.
Yeah.
Man,
Mamu.
Mamu. Yeah, they just let him walk. We'll see. My gut feeling tells me that they'll get the deal done with Fox. It's just not going to be it'll be a near max. And then that's going to set off. Think about it too. This is Fox who pretty much said, I want to go to San Antonio. If you're going to trade me, San Antonio or bust. And it happened. And he has ties to Houston. His wife has ties to San Antonio. Sometimes it feels like Fox could be a tradable asset to me too.
If the asking price is right.
If the asking price is right, yeah, because maybe not this season, maybe not now. I think just down the road. Because if you have a Fox that's, I guess you could say, entering his prime right now,
yeah,
and then you have a Harper that will be entering his prime while Fox is on the decline,
Yeah.
There you go.
I got a question for you, Jeff, because this is funny. What do you think about this analogy? LG was on the show on Friday, right? You know what he
Mm-hmm.
compared Jeremy Sohan to? And I thought it
What's
was
that?
funny. He compared him to the failed foster puppy. He's like, you know
Oh,
how you bring in you take in dogs, right? You take in a stray
yeah.
dog, and they bring you a foster puppy, and he's just bad, pees all over the place, poops
Yeah.
all over the house, untrainable. No, doesn't do anything that you want, but he's a cute dog and whatnot. At the end of the day, you're just stuck with them because nobody else will adopt him. And that's that's what he was
The
comparing Jeremy
hell?
Sohan to. The
Well,
failed foster puppy that nobody wants.
hey, she put that on a T-shirt.
No.
Failed foster puppy.
Failed foster puppy. Put that on the back of a jersey.
As much as kind of humorous as that is, I don't think he's a failed foster puppy. I think
Failed
he I
foster
think he
puppy.
he brings value not just to the team. He brings this value to any other team if he get traded. I think he fits a little better than Vassell. I just say it's perfect, but he fits a little better. And I don't know. I think you can get more value in return from a Vassell than you can from a Sohan right now.
I mean, at the end of the day, what's his value? What's Sohan's value to another team
Mm-hmm.
beyond just his defensive prowess?
Did you say Vassell or Sohan?
I mean, I'm sorry, Sohan. What is his
Oh,
value to a team if he can't shoot?
yeah.
He's gonna be a guy that can go out there and play minutes, give you, some defense out there. But if he can't shoot, doesn't he become a liability in crunch time, especially in the fourth quarters?
Well, I mean, you need as OKC proved, you need those kind of guys on the roster, like the Lou Dorts, the Jeremy Sohans, the dirty workers.
Yeah, no, I see that. But the grunts,
It's close. It's close, man. I can see both arguments on both sides. I can see, why he brings value, why he doesn't bring value, why you trade him now, why you keep him around. Maybe he isn't the most expendable piece. Maybe it's somebody else. I can see both sides.
Yeah. I can see that too, man. But I'm just saying at the end of the day, we're just going to have to find out what the Spurs want to do. What's the value of one Jeremy Sohan? He's in a contract year, right? So you would think that he's going to try to go ahead and ball out, show us something. He was working on his shot in the offseason in an empty gym, nobody in front of him. Good for him. Mira, Sohan can shoot. That's what the fans were saying. Mira, look, he's shooting 3-pointers. Look, he's working on his game. I'm like, good for him. How is that going to translate into the context of a regular season game? You're going to get the same result from the brother, man. Come on.
They're all working on their game, every single one of them.
Yeah, but how many wins does that translate to? What did the Vegas odd maker say?
Yeah, what was the latest? 42, was it? 42?
42.5.
Yeah.
And we had said 43, around 43, 44 games, somewhere around there. We said anywhere from about 42 to 45 is what we're going to think that they're going to go ahead and finish the record with. But we said, too, that we don't know if that's going to be good enough for a play-in game or to even make the playoffs. I would think that if you're going to want to make the playoffs handedly, you're going to have to win more than that. And the verdict's still out on the team. If they're still healthy, and you have these new acquisitions in the draft that you got, maybe the team can be better than that. I would hope they would be, because the mantra for this season, Jeff, playoffs or bust. Spurs fans should get tired of settling for just, let's get the play in. No, with this roster that you have, the expectation should be playoffs, not play in. Playoffs, again, not play in. Because if they go into a play in, I guarantee you, man, what's going to happen? They're going to get a matchup that's not favorable to them, and they're not going to be playing at home. They're going to be playing on the road, and they're absolutely going to get embarrassed. And then it'll be like, well, we always have next season. How many losing seasons is that now? If you mark this one up, and if it's a losing season because they don't make the play-in because they lose or they don't get to the playoffs, what's that? 7 losing seasons now?
Well, even if they make the play-in or the playoffs, either one, to me, that's still a step in the right direction. And I think they're going to have to look. They're going to have to get their butts handed to them in the playoffs or play-in. I think that's the way they're going to learn.
But they've already been getting their butts handed to them in the regular
season.
I'm
talking about on that stage, on a play-in stage or a playoff stage. I think that's like their next evolution. Yeah, I do agree with you. It's got to be play-in or playoffs or play-in, just something beyond just 82 games. And look, if they win a game here or there, great. But they're going to have to take their lumps. OKC, they got bounced a few times before they reached the pinnacle. Same thing's gonna have
Yeah,
to
they
happen with
got
the Spurs.
embarrassed. Yeah. So I was going to ask you,
I mean,
Jeff.
Remember Dallas beat them to go to the
Yeah.
playoffs. Yeah, so that's just part of the progress.
I think you had put some video up here. Yeah, it was you. They had put some video up here of one of the Spurs players working out. I was going to ask you about that. I forgot who it was. I
Was
just
it
saw
Devin
it here.
Vassell?
Yeah, I think it was Vassell. Yeah, I put a video of him working out. I was going to say,
Yeah,
like,
that's nothing though. I mean, they all do the boxing ring. In a
yeah,
few days, you'll see Keldon and all the guys working with Jesse James Leha. They do it every year. I was just more astonished that it looks like he added more size to his frame. He got
yeah.
bigger.
But as Spurs fans, who have we not seen working out? Video of a player working out that's a generational type player. How come we haven't seen any video of one Victor Wembanyama
There's
working
been
out
maybe
anywhere?
one or two that have been like him actually in the gym working out, and it was when he was in China with the monks. There was one
Yeah.
video of him working out in the gym, and actually that's the only one I can recall right now. I think there was another one. I'm not too sure.
I know he's been out there enjoying himself. He's had a lot of downtime because was still recovering from the deep vein thrombosis and whatnot. And you're like, well, you can't really have full contact basketball. You really can't work out. You really couldn't do that. But then you see him out there playing soccer and on the field and all this kind of stuff with
Yeah,
these kids. And I'm like, no mames, dude, come on, Wemby.
he clearly was cleared a long
Yeah.
time ago.
It's like he's out there, doing the tour and out there still traveling and whatnot. It's like I want to see something out of Wemby, man. I want him to show the fans, look, I'm in the gym. I'm working out. I'm working on the game. He's been out of the game for so long because of the deep vein thrombosis. You would think you want to get in the gym and start working on your craft as soon as possible and not wait till you're getting closer and closer and closer to what? The training camp starting again. When you have media day, the training camp, everything going on, you shouldn't wait till you get into the gym with your teammates to start working on your craft. You should start working on it now while you have the time to get back in a rhythm of, so to speak, and get ready for the regular season. Because he had been out for what, a couple months here, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, come on. That's all I'm saying. I just wanted to see Wemby, if I could see Wemby, working in the gym or something, meet out Wemby. He's working on his craft. He's gonna come in and make the team better. He's gonna want to, win. That's what that would tell me, as an old Spurs fan. But I haven't seen that yet. So I'm just like head scratcher for me. I'm not saying anything bad about Wemby. I'm just saying I would like to see him working out, Jeff. That's it.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's all. Look at that. Stop hating on Wemby, Turner and Ellis. Generational players are in the gym working on their craft. That's all I'm saying. They always giving Wemby the generational, is it the generational tag, right? He's a generational type player because of the things he can do on the court. Well, you know what? You're also measured by the things you do off the court, and going out there and being on tour and playing chess and taking pictures with the kids from Costa Rica and whatnot. I get it, man. You can go and enjoy some downtime, but you're not in the gym. That's all I'm saying. But Jeff, I was going to ask you a question.
What's up?
Because we're going to get a little bit of nerd discussion, right?
Okay, let's do it.
So, have you seen the Fantastic Four movie?
I have not seen it yet. No.
Oh, you still haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it yet.
I got to tell you, man, I went to go see it when first, premiered like 2 weeks ago. It was all right. I'm not going to say it was a bad movie by any means, but it wasn't like I was wowed, so kind of set your expectations a little bit low.
Was it better? Was it better than Thunderbolts?
Oh, by far.
Okay.
By far. Thunderbolts wasn't bad. The worst one that I've seen this year was the Hulk one that they had. What was that one that came out with Harrison Ford and the Red Hulk?
Fuck.
The Falcon and was it Falcon? It was a
Brave New
Captain
World.
America 3 or whatever it was.
Brave New World.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that one was pretty bad. That was
what it
horrible.
felt like? It felt like the Ed Norton movie part 2.
Yeah,
That's
but
pretty
even
much what
that
it felt
movie
like.
was
Like,
better.
oh, okay, we got the sequel to the Ed Norton Hulk. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, and look, we already got people on here. I already know what they're gonna say. So generational, he got used, got us to the second draft pick, and then Jesse A says Joe wants to see Wemby todo sweaty. I want to see Wemby working out in the gym. I said Wemby is working out with the marihuanos.
What?
No spoilers, Joe, is what they're saying when it comes to the movies that we're talking about. We're not talking about. We're not giving you spoilers. We're just talking about the movie. And I just
See,
said, Jeff, go ahead.
um, and I haven't even seen Superman yet, but because I was never interested in that one, I felt it was going to be a disaster.
Just wait, man. Just wait for that one. That one was pure ass, dude. It was
Really?
awful. I didn't like it.
Dang.
It was it was bad, dude. I didn't care for it. I just thought it was a dumb movie. It's probably one of the worst movies I've seen this summer.
Really?
Didn't care for it at all. Wait till it comes out for free on the streaming. I guarantee you, Jeff, you'll get through about 10 to 15 minutes and you're going to be like, yeah, I'm out.
Damn, that bad, huh?
Yeah, you'll get through it and you'll be like, yeah, what is this, dude? Or if you stick through the whole thing and watch it, you're going to be like, the only saving grace in that movie, the character I
Mm-hmm.
think they should do a spin-off and like
Mm-hmm.
focus on is that
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Terrific. That's it.
Really?
Yeah, he stole the show. But other than that,
Yeah.
that movie was not good. No bueno, man. Not in my eyes anyway. I didn't care for it. But you know, they have
Dang.
a new I don't know, are you into the horror genre?
Yeah, I am. I admire it. Yeah, sure. What's up?
Okay. So there's word on the street that there's this new movie that's coming out here. And it's called Weapons, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a horror based film.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard nothing but good things about this movie. It makes me want to
Yeah.
go out and check it out because I'm not really into horror too much because you know the wife had watched too many horror movies and burnt me out on it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't really care for it. But I've been hearing a lot of good things about Weapons. They're saying that it's one of the best movies of the year. It's one of the best horror movies that a lot of people have seen in quite some time. Some have even gone far as to say it's one of the best horror movies in cinematic
Interesting.
history. I don't know about that, but
I don't know
it
about
sounds
that.
like
Let's
it's
pump the brakes.
interesting. Yeah, yeah. Pump the
You know,
brakes on that.
yeah. You know, I heard a lot about that, and it was like this weekend. I took my goddaughter shopping, and I was, she was doing her thing, looking for clothes and everything. And I'm kind of hanging around, and I even heard the cash register people and the employees just talking about the movie, like how they want to go see it. They're buying their tickets. I mean, why is it getting hyped up?
I think because it's going to be a different take, you know, not different take like on horror, but it's a different take on like a suspenseful horror genre. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
not like that live footage, you know, with the shaky camera and whatnot.
Mm.
It has a unique storyline, something refreshing, something new, you know, different. And this is from the same director who directed Barbarian. I don't know if you saw Barbarian. I did. I went to go see it in the theater. It was horrible. I didn't care for it. So I'm like,
Yeah.
how good is this movie going to be? I had my expectations really low
Mm-hmm.
about when they had announced it and whatnot. But now that I'm hearing more and more about it, it's piqued my interest to where I'm like, all right, this is going to be maybe one of the sleeper hits of the summer. It could be the dark horse that nobody saw coming. It does sound like it's very interesting. And the latest reviews and the early reviews that I've seen from this one all say the same thing. This is a sleeper hit, and it's one
Mm-hmm.
of the most anticipated horror movies in quite some time. So go and check it out if you want to go see something different, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever heard of Barbarian.
It's bad, dude. It was
Really?
bad. It's one of those that if you saw it once, you saw it. The beginning of Barbarian was good. It was the ending that was stupid. It was dumb, man. Oh, look
Joe.
at that. They said Tony Ronaldo says America needs a Latino or a black Superman. There wasn't in the
Yeah, there
there
was a
were
black Superman.
talks, right?
Yeah. There is a black Superman, actually. There is one.
Oh
Yeah.
man. JHNSB. Bro, Barbarian was not good, dude. Barbarian was not good.
Man, I
I
never heard of this
respectfully
movie.
disagree. It's you got to go check it out. It had
Yeah.
that guy Justin Long in there. Remember Justin Long
I remember. Yep.
from Dodgeball and whatnot? Yeah, he was in that movie. It was you. If you got time to kill, go and start watching it, and you'll be like, hey, first part of it, not too bad.
Yeah.
But then as you start getting into the film, you're gonna be like, what what am I watching?
Like, what is
There's
this,
some
man?
things that can't be unseen, Jeff.
Damn, that bad, huh?
It's bad, dude. I didn't care for it. I mean, it had a good premise as far as where they wanted to go. It was the delivery, especially in the end, that was
Yeah.
just it fell flat. Oh, and I was seeing here too that you had posted something, or not, well, I had posted something I was going to talk about. Did you see the blockbuster deal that took place here between the NFL and ESPN, where they reached an
Yeah.
agreement
Yeah. Can you imagine
to?
what the price is going to be now for ESPN now?
That's what I'm saying, Jeff. Now that ESPN has acquired the Red Zone and the NFL Network, they're going to be able to show 7 more regular season games, and they acquired all the fantasy football rights in exchange for equity in ESPN, potentially worth billions. Right? That's what they were saying. Basically, the NFL Network has agreed to go ahead and sell the rights to ESPN, as they said here, in exchange for equity in ESPN. So, what this means now, am I going to be able to watch this for free
Probably
already
not.
with my ESPN Plus subscription? Or is this going to be an ESPN only product? Because let's look at it this way. They have ESPN Plus, which I kind of think might be going bye-bye
Yeah.
because ESPN is going to be releasing a new standalone network, right? So if you're going to want to watch the marquee games, kind of like all the NBA games, you're going to want to watch the NFL games that they're going to have, you're going to have to go ahead and either pay via, some type of streaming service such as Hulu or fee, or what is it? The other one that they have, I forgot the name of it, but they have several other ones. They have the Direct TV and some other streaming services where you can actually watch this, ESPN, because they have the sports packages included. But if ESPN is going to be standalone, you got to think it's going to be what, maybe $30 a month if you're just going to pay for ESPN.
Oh, you think they're going to increase the price?
Well, I don't think it's going to be like ESPN's going to be the cheap. ESPN Plus will be the cheaper offering, but the standalone network to watch the actual games, the NBA games and the NFL games, it's going to have to cost the consumer at least, I'd say, $30 a month, if not more, just to go ahead and get ESPN a la carte,
Yeah.
And who's going to want to pay $30 just to watch ESPN, just to watch NFL games and NBA games, and then after that, what are you watching? Screaming A. Smith? I mean, I'm not paying to see him, you know. So if you know, you can get the games from other places,
Well,
and if you know.
Yeah.
But will Jeff Garcia be paying, let's say, $30 a month for ESPN? Just ESPN? No
way.
Right?
Nope.
That's what
I
I'm
can't,
saying.
man. I can't. That's too much already. What's that? What's 30 times 12 right there? There's your year subscription.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying, dude. It's coming. It's gonna get to the point to where how much is too much? I'm like,
I think this is too much already.
$30 a month just to go ahead and see ESPN and see these games. It's like you can see the games, most of them anyway, for free, just over the air on Sunday, which I think is great. I think the NBA should follow suit with that model that the NFL has rolled out for years. It's easier to watch NFL games than it is NBA games, and I think for that reason, that's why they have a lot more viewership. But at the end of the day, everybody likes watching football. I know you're going to be watching football every Sunday, Jeff.
Do you think the NBA will follow this route with them going to Amazon Prime?
I don't think so. I think the NBA still cares too much about the money and the rights, because instead of saying, hey, you know what, we're like Mark Cuban is doing, right, and all those guys out there in Dallas, what they do with a lot of the games for the Mavericks, for example, they inked a deal with one of the local television stations out there that owns the rights to go ahead and broadcast the games. that works out great for the fan base, right? Because now the games are more easily accessible. But of course,
Mhm.
you have to live in the Dallas Metroplex in order to see the games. Because if you're going somewhere else, you're out of that little bubble. Of course, you're gonna have blackouts and whatnot. Then of course you're gonna have to pay. But if San Antonio adopted that model, right? Hey, we're gonna go ahead and make a deal with Ken's Five.
Yeah.
We're gonna show most of the home games there on Ken's Five for free. All you got to do is tune in. You don't think the ratings would go up and the viewership would go up?
Oh, it will
Absolutely.
go. Yeah. Yeah,
But
it
the
will.
problem is how much is, let's say, the owner that owns, let's say Ken's Five, the broadcasting company is willing to pay for the rights. That's where you
Mhm.
really get into like a lot of the wheeling and dealing, because it costs a lot of money to buy the rights to be able to show these games. And then what, you're gonna have to contend with FanDuel, or used to be Bally's, now FanDuel. No, man, it's just gotten ridiculous. They need to make it easier, like I said, for everybody to be able to ingest the games, and that hasn't happened, and I don't think it'll ever happen. I think
Mhm.
the NBA is too hell bent on just the almighty dollar. At the end of the day, they're all looking for the CBA, the TV deals and whatnot.
Yeah, the TV deals. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
so I
know, Joe.
mean,
It just feels like. Do you think it's cheaper to go back to cable?
nah. Cable nowadays, it might be cheaper to go back to cable, but then sometimes with cable, you might be losing access to some of the games that you want to see, because what happens is that they have their deals that
Hmm.
expire, right? And what happens when these deals expire with, let's say, ESPN or KSAT, which is ABC affiliate or what have you, you don't get to see your games anymore for an extended period of time. And that really upsets the fan base. And that's what happens with specifically with Spectrum, right? Spectrum loses their deal with Ken's, or,
Hmm.
which is going to be CBS, or News 4, which is NBC or something. And now you can't watch the games, or, what, we're not going to work out a deal with ESPN. They're wanting too much. They want us to go ahead and bring on these other channels that are part of their network, their family, and the consumer gets caught fitting the bill for that.
Yeah.
And that's what happens not only with just the cable, but it also happens with streaming services as well. The streaming services now are right up there with cable. They're actually starting to become more expensive than cable when you combine everything that you're paying for at the end of the day. So it's just going to get more and more ridiculous at the end of the day. The asking price is going to go up and up and up, because you know what? It's cause and effect. If
Hey,
you
see
want to
that?
watch, go ahead.
You see that comment right there? Did I miss that? Somebody said that Stephen A. Smith called the Hemisphere Arena the Alamo Dome.
What?
What was that? I don't remember that happening.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember that either. Yeah, but hey, Joe, do you also, you know, if if the NBA goes, because right now you still have League Pass though. That's the thing. Like, how can they have League Pass and then put the games on? Oh, now Prime, I guess, and ESPN, right? There could still be an ESPN, right? Um,
So,
it just feels like it's oversaturation of so many
so
apps and this and that.
yeah. So the way it works is like, say, Amazon, they made a deal with the NBA to show a handful of games, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to be able to show those handful of games on their network. Now, the way it works is if you have blackouts. So, for example, you have NBA TV or you have FanDuel in your respective region. You're not going to be able to go ahead and see the games on FanDuel, nor will you be able to see the games like on ESPN or
Yeah.
somewhere else, right? That you would normally catch the game on, because Prime Video or Amazon Prime now owns the rights to go ahead and broadcast said game. So the only way you're going to be able to watch it is if you have a subscription to Prime. And the problem is that's when it gets real sticky,
Hmm.
because even though Prime owns the rights to broadcast the game and for you to be able to see it, you still have to contend with blackouts. And
Hmm.
and there's going to be some areas where you can't be able to watch the Prime game because it's going to be blacked off in that area, because even though they own the rights to broadcast, they might not own the rights for that particular region, and that falls to, let's say, their ABC affiliate, or it could fall to, I don't know, let's say FanDuel, or ESPN
Hmm.
owns the rights, or NBA TV and that's how you're going to be able to catch it with the league pass. It's just a very sticky situation too. That's why I'm saying the NBA makes it hard for you to be able to follow the games for your team for the entire season and be able to watch them. Like for me, for example, like with FanDuel, we know the FanDuel app is where you watch the Spurs games. If it's not the Spurs playing, why am I going to pay 20 something dollars a month
Yeah.
to continue my subscription? I put it on hold. As soon as the Spurs season comes to an end, I pause my subscription for FanDuel and I don't kick it back up again until the Spurs are going to start playing preseason games, usually in the month of October,
Yeah.
and that's when it kicks back up again. But you're not going to be paying for something you're not using, right, Jeff?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just say go back to the ways that Joe's has taught me. That's the best way.
What's the link?
What's the link, Joe? What's the link?
That would be a good website, right? So you can go ahead and find where to watch the games without broadcasting the games. What's the link?
It's crazy how these links are out there, man, and like they don't get taken down.
Oh, they
They don't
can
get
never
taken
take
down.
them down. They can't take them down, Jeff, because as soon as they cut one off, you got another one waiting for you.
Mhm.
So it's like as soon as they shut that down, they got another site waiting and another site waiting. I'm just like, it's never going to end. But I was going to ask you, Jeff, what do you got working on? What are you going to tell us when it comes to San Antonio Spurs basketball?
Yeah. We're just waiting for see what happens with the Fox Spurs contract thing. Waiting for that. By the way, Lockdown Spurs is officially on off-season mode, so 2 to 3 at most every week now. So that's good for me. Just no more every day. That's perfect. What else? Catching everybody up on some Spurs news from Keldon Johnson going back to number 3 and everything else in between, and just getting ready for the Spurs. I mean, it's still a few months away, though. What, October, right?
Yeah,
So
still a few months away.
Yeah, 2 months
A
away.
few months away from Media Day.
Those are always interesting. I remember last year it went by fast. I felt like I blinked my eyes and it was over. I walked in, sat down. That was Pop's last Media Day session. And then I remember talking to Sohan during his session. And then in the middle of my questioning, I get tapped like, "Oh, your interview's ready." And then I look her and it was Blake Wesley waiting for me. So, and then after that, it goes by fast. You can almost predict it. Everybody rushes to take pictures of Wemby. Everybody rushes to take pictures of the new kids. And then you actually, it just feels like a glorified post-conference, like post-game conference.
Right.
And I remember, I think it was Wemby's first media day. That was a madhouse. I remember that was just a madhouse. And then also remember too, ever since that day, it's been quiet. Because the luster has gone already. But I'm looking forward to that. I know it's a few months away. That'll be fun to do. I'm assuming we're going to have a jersey reveal from the team because all the teams are already doing it. I think the Bucks did theirs. I think the Wizards did theirs. The Warriors did theirs. I mean, it's obvious. Everybody knows what it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's the return of the original Fiesta jerseys. So
the old ones, the old school, the black jersey with the Fiesta stripes on them.
I don't know. Can we call it old school already? I mean, it was just a few years ago. Is it already old school?
Yeah, that's when the Spurs did the cash grab.
Are they going to do it again?
Yeah. Bring back the Fiesta Court, Fiesta Nights.
Did you ever get one? The Fiesta jersey?
No, I was gifted one by the Spurs when they did the white jerseys.
Yeah.
When they were gifting the boxes, when they were sending the boxes.
I was cleaning out my closet the other day, and I came across a fan box that I was sent, and the jersey was Primo.
Oh,
I still have it. The jersey that I got was Primo. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. The gym I go to, there's a guy that walks around in a Primo jersey. He works out in it. And one day I asked him, I was like, hey, why do you put that one on? He goes, I bought it. I'm going to use it. I spent money on it. I'm going to use it.
What a waste. What a waste. Use it to wash the car or something.
My time at the SAFC game.
Yeah.
I didn't really get to see it because I was mingling a lot in the suite. But I think I saw one goal nearly go in. I think it hit like the upper bar, and I think everybody was upset about that. And then I remember leaving and then getting a notice that the team blew their lead and it's tied, like literally in a matter of seconds. I remember telling everybody goodbye, walking out, going down the stairs, cutting across the street, then alert SAFC. I think it was like a New Mexico team, I think it was, or a Mexico team. And they said it was tied, like in minutes. I was like, what did I miss? My God. But it was fun. I think that was like my second or third game there. But it was loud. I was impressed with the crowd. The crowd really showed up. Really was there for SAFC. A little confusing with the parking. They don't really make it clear, like where they had a ticket for parking. They don't really say, "Hey, if you have a ticket, go here." It just says parking.
Yeah.
So I did like a lap, and I had to figure it out. I asked a street cop. I go, "Hey, where's this parking?" They're like, "Oh, it's on this side." And it was fun. But again, I was really just hanging out with the guys, talking to them, see how everybody was doing, meeting people for the first time in person, not on social media and whatnot. But Joe, do you go to SAFC games? Have you been to one?
Yeah, I just went to one this last Saturday. I went there with my buddy, my friend here, LG. Me and LG went out there. We hung out at the tailgate. We hung out with the gente. You know, it was raining and everything, but we still sat there in the bleachers and we watched the game. I brought us tickets right behind the goalpost. That's where I usually like to sit, section 115. Like the view from there, man. I just like watching the game from that vantage point. So I had a good time. We got rained on a little bit.
Jesse, there was no game to be spit out because it was nothing but guys and their wives. So that was it. That was all that was in the suite. And I ain't gonna do that.
No, but no, it was a good time. We had fun nonetheless. I mean, it was interesting for a bit there because SAFC was playing Sacramento, their rival in their division here, and it was 1-1 for a while. But then SAFC made some mistakes, and that was it, man. Sacramento scored 2 goals there, and that was it. They went up 3-1, and the game was over at that point. Right now in the standings, SAFC is 3rd in the Western Conference. They're right behind right now Sacramento because Sacramento beat them head-to-head in Saturday's outing. Even though they have the same exact number of points, 27 points apiece, because Sacramento beat them, they kind of leapfrogged them in the standings. So FC Tulsa's number 1, Sacramento's number 2, SAFC is number 3, and followed closely behind El Paso. So SAFC has to string together some wins, man, to stay competitive.
All right. Well, there you go. Yeah. Hey, Joe, I got to go because I got to do some stuff for Ken's right now. I just got a text. So,
yeah, not a problem.
But I appreciate the invite, man, and hope to do this soon.
Yes, sir. All right. Appreciate you, Jeff. Thank you, man.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Latest. All right. So as we start bringing our show to a close here, we're going to go ahead and play the ad for P.F. Chang's. P.F. Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of P.F. Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. P.F. Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast. And the chat is powered by P.F. Chang's, so make sure you go ahead and visit P.F. Chang's and tell Sean Quintero if you see him out there, the Area 210 sent you. And also, be prepared for Wednesdays, because Wednesdays are going to be Wines Days over at P.F. Chang's, where they have half off bottles of wine and champagne all day, every Wednesday. So make sure you go and check them out. And again, if you go out there and you see Sean, tell him the Area 210 sent you. We'd appreciate it. So we're going to go ahead and start bringing the show to a close here. I got to start getting ready to go to work. And then somebody's saying, who is that? Renji says, it's raining in Live Oak. Yeah, the showers are going to be hit or miss today, man. I got my share of them when I was over at the SAFC game. If y'all haven't been to an SAFC game, make sure you go out there, man. It's good, man. It's a nice time. for a cheap price. And if you go out there under the bridge, you get you some free beer. Go and talk with the Necios out there, the supporters group. It's a good time, man. I appreciate Matt Gomez and Sam Salinas. I got to meet Rafa out there as well. Oh, and I forgot to show you guys. I was gifted some stickers from the Necios out here, man. So I'm going to show them to you. Rafa was kind enough to give us some of these stickers. I'm going to go ahead and put these on my refrigerator, the beer fridge here in the studio. This one was my favorite. The 210 FTC crew. And then I got this one too from the fan cast that they do out there, the official podcast of the San Antonio FC. So appreciate you all, Rafa, Sam Salinas, Matt Gomez. Thank you all so much for hosting us out there at the tailgate. Appreciate it. And then also, I like the beer that they had out there from Ranger Creek. The Laguna beer was my favorite, and I did like the blonde as well. But they were gracious hosts, man. So again, if you all ever get a chance to go to an SAFC game before the season comes to an end, make sure you go out there and hang out with the Necios under the bridge. The parking is free as long as you get there before 6:30 p.m. Tony Hernandez, Joe, he says, Joe, I don't want you at a soccer game. I want videos of you working on this show to become great. Oh, you see me doing the videos of the show to become great. I do the live stream with you guys all the time. I'm not sitting there just not doing anything with the black screen so no one can see me, not working on my craft. Me and Mike are out here in full video so you all can see what we're doing. Yeah, but you can call us generational if you'd like. Look at Tony Hernandez. Woo, love Ranger Creek. Yeah, man. Ranger Creek has some good stuff. Like Tony Hernandez. I don't want Joe hanging with the monks. Oh, God. I don't want to hang with no monks. I'm going to go to Japan. I'm going to go somewhere else, China or whatever. I'm going to go out there and look at the sights, dude. Why am I going to go hang with the monks? That's boring. Learn the ways of the leaf. Hopefully that translates into a better season. I'm just saying, man. Wimpy ganas in full effect. Wimpy ganas. Look, Joe works on his craft, unlike Wemby. You know what, JHNSB? No lies detected, dude. No lies detected. I want to see some video of Wemby in the gym. I want to see him working on his craft, man. Tony Hernandez, great show. Marbach nice monks. No, but they'll go ahead and give him the Marbach cut. If Wemby came out here to Marbach, he'd be leaving with the Marbach cut. All right, brothers. We'll go ahead and talk with you all tomorrow. We'll be back with Mike, and he'll be here for the full show. If you got any topics you all would like us to talk about, let us know. Go ahead and interact with us on the X. You can reach me at the area 210. And also you can reach Mike at, I believe, is MJ Acquired Taste on the X. So go ahead and drop us a line. Give us some topics. If you want us to talk about a certain subject, hit us up on the X. We'll be happy to go ahead and talk about them. And tomorrow we're going to be flashing the number for the media share as well. So if you'd like us to talk about a certain topic, you want us to show videos, you want us to show some photos, you have a link to something going on the X or any of the other social media offerings, go ahead and use the media share, which will be flashing the number a couple of times tomorrow. So you can go ahead and be interactive with us. We appreciate you all and appreciate the chats too, by the way. Thank you all for being interactive with us. Greatly appreciate that. You all make the show go, and we love you guys for that. So we'll go ahead and see you boys tomorrow. We're out. Peace.